Hello again, everybody. I'm Snapper Lancaster, welcoming you to another edition of the Central Alabama High School Sports Show. Well, tonight we've got two outstanding basketball coaches, one a ladies coach, the other one a boys team coach, and we're looking forward to visiting with them in a few moments. But first, I want to share some interesting stats we've got for you, especially when it comes to high school basketball, both boys and girls. In the Birmingham area, we've got quite a few teams ranked in the top 10 in all the larger classifications. Like for the boys in Class 7A, Spain Park is ranked number 1 right now. Mountain Brook is number 5. And in 6A, boys, Homewood is ranked number 3, and Pelham number 8, Woodlawn number 9. And that's all the rankings we have in the 7 and 6A for the boys. But the girls in Class 7A, you've got Hoover ranked number 6, Thompson ranked number 8, Class 6A. The Homewood ladies are number 1, Huffman is number 6, and Centerpoint number 10. Finally, in Class 5A, Winona, the girls, are number 1 in the state, Ramsey number 6, and Carver of Birmingham is number 8. Now, having that in mind, there's been a power rating put out by AL.com. It's very interesting. Ranks the top 20 boys and girls teams in the state. And it's very interesting because number 1 team ranked in the state for the ladies is the 5A Winona Dragons. 5A. In 6A, we've got Homewood, the ladies ranked number 5 in the state. And finally, 7A, the Hoover Bucks are ranked number 10 in the ladies' power rating. And the boys, very quickly, Spain Park number 1, and they are 7A. 6A Homewood is number 7, and 8A Mountain Brook is number 8. That could change next week because Mountain Brook and Spain Park had to play a very important game a couple of days ago. So that's interesting. Those rankings are different, and it just gives you a little food for thought. But we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, our first guest of the night. Don't you go away.
Take your taste to a different place. It's the taste of hamburger heaven. A taste of heaven is always best. Now you know that you're blessed. Give your taste a whole new spin. Bring your friends and come on in. Take your taste to a different place. It's the taste of hamburger heaven.
The community features a world-class resort and spa, the amazing Robert Trent Jones Trail Golf Course, miles of historic trails, and the whole family loves the pool at Ross Park. No, are we gonna have to watch your vacation slides all night?
This was supposed to be a party.
Well, this isn't my vacation. I live here.
Ooh.
Good driver discount, multi-car discount, good student discount. Helping you save money on car insurance is just part of the service you get from State Farm agent Jack Traffinstead. Whether an accident or a simple question, Jack and his staff get you the help you need. And that's the value only a State Farm agent can provide. Call Jack Traffinstead today. 40 million drivers already know nobody gives more discounts to more drivers than State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
The next time you need electrical work, whether it be commercial or residential, you need to call Huffman Electrical Contractors, a company that's been in business for over 35 years. They've served clients not only locally in the Birmingham area and all over the state, but have clients outside the state of Alabama as well. Whether it's a new building or remodeling an older building or home, they can handle the job for you. Once again, that's Huffman Electrical Contractors. The number to call is 205-661-5005. That's 205-661-5005. Where at Huffman Electrical Contractors, a satisfied customer is always their number 1 objective. And folks, welcome back. As we were talking just before in the opening, we're going to have a girls coach and some of his players. And of course, we're talking with Alan Skinner, the head coach of the Helena Huskies. And Coach, good to see you.
Hey, good to see you. Thanks for having us.
Well, we're glad to have you and recognize you and some of your players. But before we get to talking about your team, Coach, and what's happening with y'all this year, give us a little capsule background of what has led you to be the head coach there at Helena.
I've always loved the game. I played in high school. I don't have the college playing career that a lot of coaches have. I wasn't very athletic, but I made up with it by not being very fast either. So I always got involved right after high school. One of my JV coaches was coaching the middle school team, so I helped him a little bit. I volunteered a little bit later at my own high school. Graduated and got a job at Hoover. It was my first job right out of college, and had a great 3 years there with Coach Miles and Coach Frederick and Coach Bridgman and Coach Urban and Coach Jones and the list goes on of all the people that impacted me there, and it was a great learning experience for me. And one of my old coaches is actually one of the assistant principals at Helena, David Butts. He was my 9th grade coach, and he called me and kind of gauged my interest. And at first I told him I wasn't sure if that was a jump I was ready to make, and he kind of sold me on the program, and actually being able to come in at the bottom level of the program that was brand new, at a school that was brand new, and really spoke highly of the community. And I haven't regretted an ounce of it since. I got a great group of young ladies that I work with every day, and they play hard, and so it's been a blessing. It really has.
Talk about the challenge or the difference. Have you ever coached boys, or has it always been girls?
I only ever coached guys until I got to Hoover.
Right.
I got to Hoover, and they told me in my interview, they said, "Do you mind coaching girls?" I said, I'm fine with wherever you're going to place me. And my wife and I always joke. When we were first dating and first gotten engaged, I said I didn't want to coach girls basketball, and I didn't know if I could handle having a daughter. And God kind of laughed at me and said, "Okay, well, you're going to have a little girl, and then you're going to get a job coaching girls basketball." And I don't think I will ever coach anything else. I love it. It's obviously. Temperamentally, guys and girls are different. Athletic ability, guys and girls are different, but the personalities that you have coaching girls is so diverse and so makes it so much fun. So I really enjoy it.
When I talk about this aspect of it, Coach, are you the kind of coach that you have a certain system that you want to play, that you want to run, or are you one of these coaches that if you have to, you'll bend your system to match the talent you have, or do you try to match that talent with what you want to do, or is there a combination involved?
I think you have to be somewhat flexible with that kind of thing. I definitely have some core pieces, some closed fist pieces of my system. We're gonna guard. I want to make teams one shot and out, get a rebound, push the ball in transition, and get back on offense and execute on that end. I want to play fast. I like tempo. I like to get a lot of looks at the rim on offense, and but if we can't full court press, we don't do that well, and I've got more cerebral ball players that can play a zone, then we'll play you in a zone. If I got girls that it fits the style to maybe press and run a little bit more, then that's what we'll do too. I think it's important to be able to mold certain pieces to your system and not just be so iron-fisted about one thing or another.
Well, I know looking from your my information here, the information sheet about the wins and losses in your team's had a pretty good season thus far. But I know that all coaches in all sports, it doesn't matter what it is, are wanting his players to peak come playoff time. I mean, all the games you play are important. That's why we keep score.
Right.
But in this case, as we get near playoff time, which we are, you want your team playing your best, because then if you don't watch it, it's one and out, one and done, as the old saying goes. So with that thought in mind, where's your team from that aspect? Can they improve a whole lot more? And in what areas are we talking about?
Oh, absolutely. My assistant and I were talking actually yesterday on the way to Tuscaloosa, and she asked me a pretty simple question that I couldn't answer. What do you think was our best game at this point? And I said, I really don't think we've had it. Even our bigger wins, beating, we played Central Tuscaloosa at home and beat them, and they were the number 4 team in the state, and we really didn't do anything great. We just played a consistent game and came out of there and won the ball game. But we still, we can still rebound the ball better. We still getting foul trouble because we try to do a little too much on the defensive end. We still have a tendency to take a few shots a little earlier in the offense than I would like. We don't pass the ball all that well from time to time. So there's still a lot of consistency aspects of things that we can absolutely work on. But I do feel like we're on that right track, and we're get where we want to be.
Well, I know in Class 5A, you don't have as much of a luxury of playing a lot of teams close to home, as the old saying goes.
Right.
Talk about the challenge of having to go a little bit further. What is that a plus or a negative, or does it affect you any way at all, you or your players?
It doesn't really affect us because, with the exception of our region, we try to stay around here. You know, we've played Thompson. We played Pleasant Grove. We play Vestavia tomorrow night. We've already played them once this season. So in that aspect, it doesn't really affect us because I'm going to schedule who I think is going to benefit our team down the road, as far as, you know, what style of player we're going to see, what kind of athletes are we going to see. So if it means we have to go somewhere, that's fine. If it means we can stay close, and we'll stay close. It doesn't really matter.
When are you a coach, and did you make your schedule?
I did not. I
Okay.
inherited this one. I inherited this
Now,
one.
here's the reason I'm asking this question. Are you one of these coaches that you believe there's such a thing as good losses? In other words, you may play a quality team that's better than you, and you may beat them, you may not. But are you one of these coaches that thinks that if you play somebody like that, it's going to make your team better? You can still learn from losing, so to speak, sometimes. So when you're working on that schedule, and you'll have to do that next year, is there a combination there? You want to play some games you feel like your team has good chances to win? You want to play some tough competition that will help them down the road as they play tougher competition when you get to playoff time?
I think it's important to do that. I think that you have to pay attention to certain teams you may match up with down the road. I think you have to pay attention to certain styles. But I also want to know how they're going to react when the bright lights come on. In those big games, I want them to know the intensity level of what those top echelon teams do, how to react against certain things. I mean, but there's also some value in playing one of those teams that you know that you have a pretty good shot of beating. Just
The confidence factor.
Confidence factor is huge a lot of times. So I think it's important to balance both of them, absolutely.
Well, I tell you what, Coach, you've had a very outstanding, I think, first year thus far. Yeah. But you said something just a moment ago, and I hope it turns out to be true, that you don't feel like your team has played their best game yet. Right. So we're hoping that the best is yet to come, and that's with the playoffs in a week or two away getting started. So great season thus far. Wish you and your girls best of luck as we head into the playoffs, and look forward to seeing you and your team do well in them.
Absolutely. I appreciate you having us. Yes, sir. And
we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, 4 young ladies, very instrumental in an outstanding season they've had thus far. We'll be right back.
The community features a world-class resort and spa, the amazing Robert Trent Jones Trail Golf Course, miles of historic trails, and the whole family loves the pool at Ross Park. No, are we gonna have to watch your vacation slides all night?
This was supposed to be a party.
Well, this isn't my vacation. I live here.
Ooh.
The next time you need electrical work, whether it be commercial or residential, you need to call Huffman Electrical Contractors, a company that's been in business for over 35 years. They've served clients not only locally in the Birmingham area and all over the state, but have clients outside the state of Alabama as well. Whether it's a new building or remodeling an older building or home, they can handle the job for you. Once again, that's Huffman Electrical Contractors. The number to call is 205-661-5005. That's 205-661-5005. We're at Huffman Electrical Contractors. A satisfied customer is always their number one objective.
And this will be your premium right here.
Sorry to interrupt. I just want to say I combined home and auto with State Farm.
Saved $760.
Love this guy.
Okay, does it bother anybody else that the mime is talking? Freaky.
Bundle home and auto, and you could save $760.
That's 760 very good reasons to call Alan Gurdeau in Trussville today.
And folks, welcome back. And as you can tell, I'm surrounded by 4 outstanding young ladies here who just happen to be pretty good basketball players. And that's what we're going to be talking with them about right now. Sitting closest to me, Allison Lance, you're a senior and you're a guard, right? Then we have Makai Mayfield, a junior guard.
Yes, sir.
And then standing next to me, Morgan Watkins, a junior guard. And finally, the last, we save the best for last sometime, don't we? Jennifer Brown, and she is a junior and a forward. Okay, girls, as we get this conversation started, first of all, and we'll start with you, Allison, going into this year, did you have any idea that you and your teammates would be playing? 13-8's pretty good. And you've had a very good year this year, but did you think that y'all would have this kind of year, or like the coach has already said and is hoping for, is y'all's best basketball still ahead of you?
I think we were doing really good. This summer we were kind of like bonding as a team and like learning how to mesh with each other. And so I feel like we've done really well. I had high hopes for us, and I feel like we've reached my expectations, and we're continuing to get better and better as a team.
Well, good. Now, you've said something that I'm going to let Makai elaborate on, and that is y'all are getting together, getting to know one another and all. There's a word in sports that's used, and I think it's underestimated sometimes, and that's the importance of chemistry, team chemistry. Now, if you like each other and you're not having these cat fights, you know what I'm saying, where the ladies are good when they get angry or don't like one another or whatever. The point of the matter is, when you get along well, not only do you get better yourself, but your team, you get better as a team because you like one another and everybody's pulling for the same goal, and that's to be the best each of you can be, and you can be as a team. With that thought in mind, Makai, tell me about y'all's chemistry relationship and how y'all interact as a team.
Well,
that's a mighty deep subject.
It is. Well, it's kind of easier to bond with each other since we have we bond very well as a team because we're friends on and off the court, and we don't just like bond just from basketball. We bond outside of school, practices, games, and every stuff. Like after games, we'll go to my house sometimes, and we also play volleyball together, which also helps. So we're together year round. Wow. Which really helps.
Well, that's good. I'm sure it does, and it really helps because you do like each other, because it would be probably a little bit of a problem if it wasn't that case. Morgan, we'll talk about your situation. You being a guard, you're a shooting guard, or are you a assist, you setting up other people?
Either, whichever coach wants me to be.
Oh, no, that's good. That's a political answer there. But let's say, personally, do you enjoy scoring, or do you enjoy clamping down on defense on somebody, or making sure you get one of your teammates in position to score?
I think I like getting my teammates set up.
Well, that's very important. And if you're good at it, what it does, it makes it easier for everybody else to do their job. So good for you. Now, I can tell, you got to be an inside player. All right, and do you like scoring, or you like ganging and banging?
She's ganging and banging.
Well, trust me, we got to have a player like that. If there's a loose ball on the floor, the coach is looking for you to get it, right? What do you, so you're telling me you like the defensive part of your game, but you can score if you have to, right?
Yes, she's really good.
She's really good.
Well, now, has it surprised you, the success that your team has had thus far?
No, well, I think coming into the season, all of us are like, well, what's going to happen? We don't know what's going to happen like during the season, but I think I'm not surprised because I knew we had talent. We just had to like come together as a team.
Well, having said that too, Allison, do you think, like the coach, that your best basketball is still ahead of you?
Well, we had like a really good game against Central Tuscaloosa at our place, and we all I feel like that was our best game, like as far, or I don't know how you say it, but like so far, yeah, that's the word. Because we all like bonded and we like were consistent the whole game, but I feel like we can do a lot better.
Well, that's good. The coach likes to hear that too. All right, now girls, I've met you for the first time. This is a question I enjoy asking all the athletes, and especially the young ladies, because you never know what you're going to hear. And so, Allison, we'll start with you on this question, but is there a superstition you might have, or is there a talent that you may have that nobody but maybe your closest friends may know about, and they may not even know it, like you enjoy singing in the shower, or you enjoy poetry, or are you a hunter, or what about you would surprise me if you told me?
I don't know.
Knitting.
There's nothing really
Now, I know you're not playing
I'm a
games.
knitter.
You're what?
I'm just kidding. I'm not a knitter.
Really? Well, since you're just kidding me and you're making me laugh, does that mean that you like to tell jokes?
I'm sarcastic 95% of the time.
Now, I like that word, sarcastic. That can be doing a lot of directions. It keeps your teammates on their toes too, right?
True.
You're not going to get out that easy, Micaiah. I mean, you've got to have a superstition or something.
Oh, yes. Hers is singing.
She likes to sing.
I'm a good
records
singer.
herself.
You're the singer.
I record myself.
Really?
She's pretty good.
Now
Yeah, she's
here's,
really good.
Now, either you could be stuck up or you could be a good singer. And what kind of songs do you like to sing? What kind of music?
Worth It by, what's her name?
Fifth
Fifth Harmony. I like that
Really?
song a lot.
Would that be considered soft rock, jazz, or what?
I think it's pop.
Pop.
Yes, sir.
Like, pop goes to Micaiah. Okay. Oh, okay. Now, Morgan, what about you?
I can't really dance. I can't sing.
No.
You like acting like a dog.
What?
So I usually just, I'm just there
She goes with
goofing
the
off and
flow.
laughing.
She's,
I
yeah.
just go with what we make fun of each other the whole time.
Yeah. Goofy?
Yes.
Well, there's nothing wrong. Keep people loose
Yes.
and happy.
Yeah.
Well, good. And wondering what's coming next.
She keeps us laughing during practice because the ball won't be on her side, but she'll end up on the floor somehow because she'll trip over her.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's balance.
you're a little rug rat.
Yeah,
When
me
it comes to
either.
the basketball court.
Me
Okay,
either.
what about you, Jennifer? Now, don't be shy. Just you great in singing in the shower? When it goes off, are you still good, or does it sound like probably Snapper singing? You can't wait for it to get out of the shower.
Oh my goodness. She's good at taking in stray dogs without her
Are
mom
you a
knowing.
pet person?
Yeah.
Yeah, we just got, I guess in last December, we got a puppy, and we just brought her home, and we didn't tell my mom about it. So I guess we like taking in animals.
Well, hey, you got to have animal lovers. I mean, they say people are special to me. Let me tell you, I don't like animals. And you say, well, why, Snapper? Well, I was a mailman 45 years. I know what they do. Yeah, I didn't make many friends with them, but I didn't try to make enemies. We don't want to hurt them, but they don't know that. They think we're invading their property. I bet, does it matter, big dogs, little dogs?
Well, I have two. One of them's, he's really tiny, and then the other one's big.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You have a mixture there, too?
Yeah, I have a mixture.
Okay. Now, girls, I know that y'all's program is a relatively new program. So with that thought in mind, Allison, is there any team that you enjoy playing or look forward to playing on your schedule over another team? Or is it too early for that?
I don't know. I mean, they're all like good competition, but I feel like as long as we play as a team, it's going to be fun, and they make it fun anyway, so it's just not really.
Micaiah, do you enjoy playing on the road, or do you enjoy playing home in front of home cooking?
I feel like we do the best at home because you can look up in the stand, you see all your friends and stuff. You can actually hear them and stuff. It's just the energy is a lot better at home games.
Okay, well, girls, we've only got a minute left, and so I'm going to ask this question. To this point in your young lives, and we'll start with you, Allison, who's been the most inspirational person or persons?
I guess I'd have to say my dad because he's the reason I play basketball because he's a basketball coach at Helena too, and he's just taught me ever since I've been in diapers, and I don't know, he's just a good role model for me.
Good. How about you, Micaiah?
My mom.
Okay. Mom's always there for us, aren't they?
Always.
And how about you, Morgan?
Dad.
Okay. Dad's not far away either, is he?
No.
Okay. And Jennifer, how about you?
My mom.
Your mom? Well, I tell you what, I know that all your parents are very pleased to have young daughters like yourselves. Now, we'll get away from that part, back to the real job at hand. Playoffs are right around the corner. Girls, keep working to improve, because if y'all should win a state championship, boy, wouldn't that be something? Mm-hmm. But here's the thing that would make it even better. We'd let you bring the trophy and y'all come back up here and we'd celebrate together, okay?
Yes.
So play your best down the road, all right? But
Sounds
you've
like
had
a
a
plan.
great season so far. Nice to see you girls.
Nice to see you. Thanks for having me.
Folks, we'll take a quick break. When we come back, we've got another coach, other athletes on the way. Don't you go away. We'll be right back.
And this will be your premium right here.
Sorry to interrupt. I just want to say I combined home and auto with State Farm.
Saved $760.
Love this guy.
Okay, does it bother anybody else that the mime is talking? Freaky.
Bundle home and auto, and you could save $760.
That's 760 very good reasons to call Ted Townley in Homewood today.
Take your taste to a different place. It's the taste of hamburger heaven. A taste of heaven is always best. Now you know that you're blessed. Give your taste a whole new spin. Bring your friends and come on in. Take your taste to a different place. It's the taste of hamburger heaven.
The community features a world-class resort and spa, the amazing Robert Trent Jones Trail Golf Course, miles of historic trails, and the whole family loves the pool at Ross Park. No, are we gonna have to watch your vacation slides all night?
This was supposed to be a party.
Well, this isn't my vacation. I live here.
Ooh.
And folks, welcome back. As you can tell, we've got a new coach on the set with us tonight. We're talking about James Poindexter, the head basketball coach, boys basketball coach at McAdory. Coach Poindexter, good to see you.
How you doing?
Just fine. And as
Good.
we get this interview started, first of all, tell us a little bit about your background and what's led you to be the head basketball coach there at McAdory.
Well, I graduated from John Carroll in 2002, and I went on to play basketball at Lipscomb University in Nashville, Tennessee. And I graduated in 06, and I spent 2 years coaching up in Nashville. And we decided to move back home in 2008, and I took a position as assistant coach at McAdory High School in the 2008-2009 season. And from there, I became the head coach a year after. And from there, I've been there 8 years, been the head coach 7. And, you know, it's just trying to find ways to get better each year.
Right. Well, as a matter of fact, talking about your athletic director there, the head football coach, David Powell, he and I both went to the same high school many years ago. So I've known David. I went, it was Jones Valley.
It was Jones Valley,
yeah,
okay.
I mean, I've known him for a long time.
I got you.
But he's a very, and he may have gone to midfield. I thought he went to Jones Valley. He's from the midfield area, so I've known him a long, long time. And very successful football coach there. But you are doing a great job there with your team. And as we get to talking about your team, tell us a little bit about the way you're look at basketball. Are you a offensive-minded guy, defensive-minded guy? Just what's your philosophy or the way you play or conduct your team have to do with the athletes you have?
Well, we really look to get out and pressure the ball and put teams in awkward situations and really kind of surprise them with some of the things we do defensively. We have a lot more length than we've had in the past, so we've been able to, you know, get out and guard and pressure teams and trap teams a lot more this year. We also have a deeper bench, and our depth has been one of our strengths this year. We've been able to play a lot of guys and get certain guys rest at crucial times in the game. But, you know, one thing that we have done a lot better over the last couple of years is develop our offensive game. And we've gotten to a sense to where we're spacing the floor a lot more. We're moving the ball on the other side of the court, getting the ball quickly, and we're putting guys in positions to be successful. So, you know, our main deal is locking down and defending, which the last couple of games we've kind of struggled a little bit, but I think for the most part we've done a really good job of, you know, getting out and forcing teams to do things that they're not accustomed to doing on offense. And offensively, we're a lot more patient. You know, we've done a good job this year of sharing the basketball And, you know, we still have to do a better job and improve as the year goes on. But it's still a lot of basketball left this year. So
well, I was going to say, your team has had a very good season thus far. Is that what you were expecting coming off of last year? Did you feel that your team had a chance to play as well as they have, or you still think their best basketball is still ahead of them?
Now we've had, you know, last year we went 8-21, and we only had 2 players with any varsity experience. So I knew it was going to be a learning curve. And going into this year, the guys worked their tails off, you know, in the off season, you know, and they kind of developed a bond, developed a relationship with each other. And I think they genuinely like each other. And that carried over into this season, and we were able to, you know, at the start of the season, you know, get off to a really good start. You know, we had a 9-game winning streak at one point, and we were doing very well. And the last week or so, you know, we've kind of, since we've gotten back from Tennessee, we've kind of taken a step back, but I still think that there's a lot more basketball left with us. And I think that, you know, if we focus in on the things that we can control, which is our effort, which is our energy and our attitude, and then playing defense and rebounding, I think that we'll have a good shot to advance and continue to do well.
So now, do you feel like that your best, or hoping that your best basketball is still ahead? Because I think every coach wishes that his team would peak come playoff time. And like you said, you've had that, 9-game win streak this year, so you've had a hot streak and you cooled down a little bit, but in the next week to 10 days or so, the playoffs get here. So I guess now your hope is that your team refocuses, if you will, and their best basketball is still ahead. You think that's a great possibility?
Exactly. Now, 3 out of our next 5 games will be area games. And, you know, even though we've dropped the last 2, we still are in a really good position if we do what we're expected to do. I think we're put ourselves in a good position to advance in the playoffs. Now we'll have a few games, 9 area games, you know, to end the season, to where we can hopefully, you know, gain a little confidence, get guys, you know, back to playing well and playing to our standard, you know. And going into the tournament, you know, if we're playing well, you know, we continue to do the things, as I said earlier, that we can control, take care of those things, I think that we'll have a really good shot at doing well.
Talk about this team. Well, we've got only a couple of minutes left here as the time really gets away. Senior leadership. Do you have good senior leadership, or are you primarily made up of younger players?
We have 9 seniors. We've got 9 of those knuckleheads. But but the thing that I like about this group of kids is when I first took the position at McAdory, they were in the 4th grade, and you know, most of them came to, you know, our basketball camp, and you know, I've developed a relationship with several of those players, pretty much all of them. Developed a really good relationship with them, and I've seen them mature and I've seen them grow. They've seen me mature as a coach, and they've seen me grow. And both the players as well as myself, we still have a lot of maturing, we still have a lot of learning to do, but I still think at the end of the day, because we built that bond over the last 7-8 years, that it's gonna bode well for us going into the postseason.
Are a lot of your players primarily made up of guys that play basketball only, or do you have a few players that play more?
Now,
than
when I first took the position, it would be until mid-December before I would get my entire team, because everyone played football. And you know, with the success of the football team, you know, we didn't get guys, you know, when we needed to. So that kind of put a bind, you know, on what we did. So, but now we have guys, and we're slowly changing the culture here at McAdory to where, you know, they're putting a lot more emphasis on basketball, you know, and making sure that, you know, we're treated the right way, and winning takes care of that. And and successfully, you know, I mean, obviously we've been fairly successful this year, but you know, as I say, we still got a lot of work to do, and I'm very grateful for this group of guys, and I'm excited to see what's going to come about in the next 2 weeks.
Well, Coach, often nice to meet you. Hope you and your team's best basketball is still ahead of you.
Yes, sir.
We'll talk about that with some of your players in just a few minutes. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll visit with the youngsters. Had a very instrumental part in the good season they've had thus far. We'll be right back. Land of Frost Premium is America's best-selling 1-pound deli pouch, now available in 12 delicious flavors, including new flavors of mesquite turkey and cotto salami. High school athletes across the country ask for Land of Frost by name. These great items are available at your local grocer, including Piggly Wiggly, Food Giant, Western supermarkets, and many more. Land of Frost also makes other varieties of lunch meats, including deli shaved bistro and sub sandwich kits. Land of Frost is a proud sponsor of youth sports as well.
The community features a world-class resort and spa, the amazing Robert Trent Jones Trail Golf Course, miles of historic trails, and the whole family loves the pool at Ross Park. Now, are we gonna have to watch your vacation slides all night?
This was supposed to be a party.
Well, this isn't my vacation. I live here.
Ooh.
And welcome back, folks. As you can tell, I've got 3 outstanding young athletes here that have played an instrumental part in the basketball program in McAdory this year. They're 15-7 right now, and they're closing in on the playoffs and playing some great basketball. Sitting closest to me, I've got senior Devin Whitfield, and you're a guard. Yes, and sitting next to Devin, Prince Whitfield, and I understand that you guys are cousins, right?
Yes, sir.
And you are a guard.
Yes,
and
sir.
then finally standing there, tall gentleman, Jordan Walker, a senior, and Jordan, you're a forward, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, as we get this started, Devin, we'll start with you. Your team's had a great season thus far. Coaches I talked about, y'all had a 9-game winning streak in there. Yes. Does it surprise you the type season y'all have had thus far, or were you halfway expecting it? I know you came off a season you didn't get all as many wins as you'd like, but you played some outstanding basketball this year.
It was surprising. I knew it was going to be pretty tough the way how we worked in the off season, and I seen when Prince came along, I knew he was going to add some length and more rebounding, defense, and scoring wise.
Well, Prince, I'll ask you this question: does that mean this is the first year that you played on the basketball team?
No, sir. It is the first year I played for McAdory, yes, sir.
Right, that's what I'm talking about, their basketball team. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now, I see you're a guard. Are you a shooting guard, playmaking guard? Or
shooting guard, kind of both.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Which do you prefer?
Shooting guard.
I don't blame you, I do too. I like putting them points on the board. Well, does it surprise you? How hard was it to mesh, or was it a natural mesh with you and the guys?
Yes, sir. I've been playing with them guys kind of long. Yeah, we play AAU together.
Okay.
It was
so it wasn't like you come in a complete stranger, and that made it a whole lot better, didn't it?
Yes, sir.
Jordan, how about you? You're a senior, you're forward, power forward, or scoring forward?
I'm really defense.
Defense?
Yes, sir.
But you can get them points by snatching that ball off the board, right?
Yes, sir. Trash buckets.
All right, guys. Now, I know you've had a good season thus far. The one question I would ask, well, I'll start with you, Devin, about this. Ask the coach the same thing, but the players, this is probably more important. Do you think you and your teammates have played your best basketball, or is your best basketball still ahead of you?
I think our best basketball probably still ahead of us. We've been having some good games.
Right.
And we dropped a couple lately, but I think we're going to pick it up.
Well, I tell you what, I bet the coach is tickled to death to hear you say that. I think you hope your best is still ahead of you. Prince, let me ask you, I've asked football players this, and so I wonder how basketball players feel about it. Do you enjoy playing at home in front of the home crowd where they're roaring and pulling for you and everything? Or do you feel less pressure on the road because you're not there at home and expected to do real well? I've had a lot of players tell me they play better on the road. How do you feel about that?
It really doesn't matter where I play. I feel no pressure. It's just natural. I like playing anywhere as long as I get to play.
Oh yeah, well that's the most important thing, and I guarantee you, you saying it doesn't matter where you play, that's a big thing too. That's a big thing too. Jordan, one thing that makes a team be the best that they can possibly be is this word called team chemistry. How many years have you been playing on the basketball team?
I've been playing with McAdory since middle school.
How long?
Since middle school.
Oh, okay. All right. Now, one thing that's very important with a team is team chemistry I was talking about. Now, if it's good, you guys get along well together, two things happen. One, you become the best you can be as an individual. And two, you become the best you can be as a team. But if you don't get along good, you know, if there's guys that don't like each other or are all the time arguing with each other, it can cause bad chemistry. Talk about the chemistry on this year's team.
I believe the chemistry is really good. And adding Prince, it really didn't mess up the chemistry, knowing he played AAU with Devin and a few other players on the team. Really, we're all on one accord and same page. Want to go to the BJCC.
So familiarity really helps, doesn't it? All right, guys, one question that I would be interested in, meeting you for the first time, I know y'all are all outstanding basketball players, but there may be something, you might be superstitious or you may have a talent that I don't know about and it might surprise me. And if that was the case, if I was talking to you about, Devin, what do you do that would surprise me? What would it be?
Well, what I did was I played baseball.
Really? So you were a two-sport star for a little while?
Yes, sir.
But then what'd you do? Finally hang up the bat to put on the sneakers, right?
Yes, sir.
Having said that, who's your favorite basketball player?
Kobe Bryant.
Oh my goodness. Let me tell you something. If you could have as much talent in your little thumbnail as Kobe's got, you'd be a professional one day. You know that? That's a good role model to have. He really is. Prince, how about you? What would surprise me?
Yeah, I was the same thing in baseball.
You played baseball too?
Yes, sir.
Pitcher, shortstop?
I played outfield.
Really?
Yes,
Rangy, long, go and get them?
Yes, sir.
All right. Having said that, which sport, and I don't mean to put you on the spot, did you like better? Have you give up one? Or?
I've been playing basketball longer than baseball, so
Really?
I stayed with basketball. Yes, sir.
And who's your favorite player?
I gotta say Tracy McGrady.
Really?
Yes, sir.
What is it about Tracy's game? Is that you want to play like he does? What is it that
He can tap the basket anytime he wants to, get by any defender. He finishing everything at the basket.
Well, a lot of times, is that how you think or want to play that night on the floor every time you go out, play like that?
Yes, sir.
Y'all will be successful, you know that, don't you?
Yes, sir.
Jordan, how about you? What is it that would surprise me?
I ran track for a few years.
Really? You run track? Are you just a runner? I mean, a distance runner?
I was more in the jumping events.
Really? Okay. But do you enjoy that sport or basketball better?
Basketball.
Basketball? Now, a nice, size, rangy defensive player like you, who's your favorite NBA player?
Blake Griffin.
Who?
Blake Griffin.
No.
Yes.
He's an active person.
Yes, sir.
And I got a feeling you get active too, right?
Yes, sir.
You think in your mind, you think your best basketball's ahead for you and your teammates?
Yes, sir, it is.
Now, is playing together and playing basketball a while, Devin, who do you enjoy playing? Do you have a team that you look forward to on the schedule? Or?
Bessemer City.
Bessemer City. The big guys across town a little bit?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's sort of a natural rivalry, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
How about you, Prince? Who do you look forward to playing?
Hueytown.
Hueytown, okay. That's another team that's not very far away. Jordan, how about you?
Bessemer City.
Bessemer City. Now, are those the kind of guys that maybe you can judge the kind of team y'all have? Because they generally have pretty good basketball teams too. Well, guys, I tell you what, we've only got a little over a minute left here. First of all, I feel the same way y'all do, and I know the coach is hoping for this, that your best basketball is still ahead of you. And so I'll challenge you, just like I did the group that we had on before. Y'all will go out and win a title. We'll come back and let the coach come. We'll bring that trophy and we'll celebrate together, okay? But you got to go out and win it in order to get a return call, all right?
Yes, sir.
All right, now, you guys all being seniors, thus point in your life, who's been the most inspirational person or persons? And we'll start with you, Devin.
Oh, my parents, my mom and dad.
Always there, standing behind you, whether you do good or do bad, right?
Yes,
That's
sir.
what mom and dads do. How about you, Prince?
My parents also, and Coach Poindexter.
Well, good. Coach plays a big part in all you guys' lives. Jordan, how about you?
My mom.
Your mom? Well, great. Well, listen, guys, first time I've ever met you, nice group of guys. You look like you can play a little ball. Now I want you to go out for the coach and prove it, okay? win that championship, and we'll celebrate together. But regardless, have a great time, good luck in whatever endeavors you do after you get out of school, okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good to see you. Folks, we had another great evening, 2 outstanding coaches, a bunch of outstanding athletes, same time, same place till next week. You know what the snapper always says, bicycle.